This post is about RV loans, but I had to show you what's going on in this area. A lot of smoke, a lot of smoke, a lot of smoke. More on that shortly. Hi, Alan here with rvacrossamerica.net. And as you can see, I'm screen sharing with you today. I'll be talking a bit about RV loans, but before I get to that, I want to share with you some current events. And this summer in southwestern Montana, frankly, throughout much of the Intermountain West, from Wyoming through Montana into Idaho, has turned into quite an experience, particularly over the past week. I'm recording this on July 28th, and you'll be seeing it within the next day or two as soon as I release the video and the post. I'm still working on the finishing thoughts on the post. But I'm going to go through that with you in a minute because I think that RV loans are a very important topic, especially because there are some people still looking to get RVs, and things have changed from my earlier posts back in 2016 and 2017 on this topic. But I want to talk first about current events. The current events I'm referring to are there was a front that moved through Montana, ended the heat wave. We were up over 90 almost every day for about a week. And now we're back in the 70s. And in fact, I think tomorrow or the next day, we may stay in the 60s. Um, that front last Wednesday was accompanied by severe thunderstorms. The winds here in Anaconda gusted to over 60 miles an hour, which, given that it's Anaconda, is not an unusual experience. But apparently, Missoula and Helena got their butts kicked. They had severe thunderstorms. They had wind gusts over 80 miles an hour, hurricane force winds, uprooting trees, causing damage, and knocking out power. I know that at least one grocery store there lost power and lost all their perishables. Not a good situation. But what also happened was the lightning strikes, particularly over the Bitterroot Range, added to the smoke and haze problem. Now, we've had some haze here off and on for the past 3, 4 weeks, thanks to the forest management tactics that are used by British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, and California. They, as I understand it, do not do clear cutting. They allow dead trees to stand, and when things burn, they burn. And the smoke that reaches us from those areas is generally a bit higher and does not become a nuisance at ground level. Well, we now have a ground level nuisance. And the reason being, and I'm going to show you some photos in the post. I'm going to take some photos this morning because as I look out the window, you can barely see the 9,000-foot ridge just west of town. And you normally can see it very clearly. I've got photos in prior posts that show this. So look through my prior posts, particularly the ones from the winter, and you'll see exactly how clear the air normally is here. The air's not so clear right now. It's not real good. And I would think about moving, but it's not real good anywhere in Wyoming or Idaho either. And those are the areas that I plan to move to. I am slowly preparing to move. I am expecting to move out of here sometime in September, probably right after Labor Day. And that will be in the direction of Wyoming and Idaho. I'm not quite sure exactly where, but it'll be in that general direction. And I'm hoping by then we may have had some rain and we may actually have some clearing of the haze and smoke, which is affecting this region. I had to jump in again to show you this isn't Butte. You're looking as we turn at the Continental Divide just east of town. As we go down Arizona Street here from Uptown Butte, you can see how milky the sky is, and there are more mountains just south of town, almost completely obscured by the smoke and fog, by the smoke and haze. Anyway, this is what we're breathing here. The air levels are unhealthy. And I explain within the post what's going on, within my video what's going on. Anyway, Alan here, rvcrossamerica.net. Just had to jump in here with this. You're really getting a feel for how milky the sky is, how soupy the air is. And we're about to get back to the main point of the video. Thank you very much. Stay tuned. So the Bitterroots are just west of where I'm located, and lightning strikes on the east side of the Bitterroots, not far from here, maybe about 30, 40 miles as crow flies, created a number of small fires, and those small fires are filling the air here towards Anaconda with really not good smoke. It's high levels of smoke. I have stayed inside the last couple of days. There's not a whole lot of air conditioning in Anaconda in the businesses. McDonald's is about the only one, and of course they've got decent coffee and it's inexpensive. So I spent the last 2 afternoons in McDonald's. Today I'm getting a little tired of McDonald's, and I'm probably going to head over to Butte and find a City Brew, which is a chain coffee store that should have air conditioning. And there's a couple of businesses in Butte that will also have air conditioning, namely the Ace and the Walmart. So I'll find a few things to do today, but I'm not doing a lot of stuff outside. The last time I went swimming, I've been swimming 500 meters a day for about the last month. And the last time I went swimming was Friday afternoon, and only because for a couple hours I looked out the window and I saw that the smoke had thinned and the haze had lifted. And it was almost just to give me an opportunity to go swimming for a little while, and then it settled back in. And yesterday, Saturday, the 27th, was terrible, and today looks even worse. Anyway, enough for the smoke and enough for the haze. It's a natural event. It happens. It's unfortunate that the three West Coast states do what they do with their forest management, but there's nothing I can do to fix that. And frankly, their fires aren't as obnoxious as local fires because, again, the smoke and haze get higher up, and so you're not breathing it. You're only observing an obscuration of the sky, so the sky turns kind of a milky white. You do, as a side benefit, get absolutely gorgeous sunsets. Reminds me a lot of when I grew up in New Jersey and went into New York City in the late 1960s, thanks to the smog that was in that area at that time. The air has cleaned up quite a bit since then. Um, it's something that I grew up expecting, but now I am not really enticed to go out and exercise or recreate in it. There's a lot of kayaking in this area. The temperature right now is perfect. The mornings are in the 40s, the afternoons are in the 70s. It looks like we have one more week of summer coming up. That'll be in the roughly first week of August. We're going to be about 90 degrees for a few days in a row. And then the temperatures begin trailing downward so that we're on our way towards winter. Believe it or not, from roughly the 7th or 8th of August, it'll begin a slow decline in temperature. There may be a few more hot days, but not many. And the first frost is not far away. I, of course, am planning on heading out. I'll be traveling to other destinations, but I maintain high elevation. I'll be around 5, 6, 7,000 feet elevation, maybe even higher at times. And life will be interesting, and I will bring you updates. So, I told you this was about RV loans, and I'm sorry for talking so much, but I did want to spend a little bit of time on this and at least introduce you to the post. The post is going to be at rvacrossamerica.net/RV loans 2024. Once again, /RV loans 2024. And I begin with some background information. These photos may or may not change. Like I said, I want to put in some photos of the current sky. RV loans are very important because most people are unable to purchase an RV without them. And I'll tell you right now that a couple of things I bring up in the post. The best rate you're going to see right about now is about 8%. And most lenders want at least 10% down. When I was working for an RV dealer about a decade ago at this point, we used to have people come in, and all the time when I asked them, so how much do you want to put down? They would say nothing, and our finance manager would get them financed with zero down. And those loans are generally not available anymore, and you better have pretty good credit. We used to be able to get people loans when their scores were in the 600s. I would be doubtful that that could happen. And even if they're in the low 700s, while I said a moment ago, the best RV loans are 8%, I've seen them as high as 22% lately with some people I've talked to in the RV park who actually signed on a 22% RV loan. That is a very scary proposition. As you can see in the post, major potential pitfall in RV loans is interest before principal. I'll leave you to read that when you go to the post. Again, at rvcrossamerica.net/, RV loans 2024. But the important thing to understand is that you don't pay off the loan a whole lot in the first few years, which means if you want to get rid of the camper after 2 or 3 years, you probably owe far more than it is worth or than you have paid off. So that is a big problem. Um, I give you a couple of case studies here where I explain exactly how much the interest adds up and what kind of situation you're getting into. Talk a little bit about when you're buying, if you're trading in, which I never recommend, almost never recommend. I never want to say never. But trading in is a situation where the dealer is looking to buy your camper at actual cash value, which is somewhere below wholesale, and the RV sales market right now is flat on its back, so that if you're a buyer, you can generate a very good deal. And again, with my concierge service, that's what I do for my clients, my concierge RV buying service. I do talk about it within the post, and I know how far I can negotiate with a dealer, especially with the thousands, if not tens of thousands of 23 and 22 leftovers that are still sitting on dealers' lots. And since the 25s are coming in, the 24s have got to go. And so there are tens of thousands of 24s that have got to go. Um, I do talk about current recreational loan interest rates, and an RV loan is a recreational loan. It is considered a luxury. It is not like a car loan, a truck loan, or a home loan. Um, and I do talk about the consequences of not having outstanding credit. By the way, this is an icon you'll see on many of my posts. It is inviting you to purchase RV accessories that I have identified as being superior quality. They're largely Amazon links. Yes, they're affiliate links. They do cost you no more than if you go directly and you're buying through the advantage of these are things that I have either time tested or tested myself or use regularly, one or the other, or both, or all. Dealer financing is a topic I talk about in here. Dealer financing can potentially get you a better deal on the camper. However, you may pay more for the interest, and I elaborate on that within the post. Gold backs is something that I believe in, and I do have a special insert here on gold backs. I am an affiliate with a gold back company, and these are very interesting. This is a $1 gold back, which is actually worth about $5, and it's about the only way you could use real gold. Yeah, there's real gold in here in order to purchase a cup of coffee. Of course, I'm talking about a latte. I'm not talking about a McDonald's coffee. Um, and it's been accepted now by many, many retailers across the nation, and there are several states which have endorsed goldbacks. They have a proprietary process for embedding the gold into this quote unquote bill. And it is something that you can carry within your wallet, and it is something that you can actually spend. And I've got a link where you can actually buy them. So when you get to my post again, rvcrossamerica.net/RV loans 2024, take a look at goldbacks. Um, I get into a topic that is a very personal topic. Does it even make sense to go into debt on an RV, particularly at this time, given the condition of the economy with high interest rates and et cetera, et cetera? And I mentioned three clear scenarios where it absolutely does make sense to do it because an RV, while it's a depreciating asset, is something that can enhance your lifestyle if you're in any of those three circumstances, and maybe more that I haven't thought of. Um, Talk a little bit about the add-ons, the options that'll be thrown in by the F&I office, the finance and insurance office at a dealer. And this goes, by the way, also for car dealers. Be aware of what they are and be aware of how they sneak in the cost. And I talk a little bit about that in the post. Um, get a little bit into is your loan deductible, and I more or less refer you to a tax preparer for that. If you run a business where you can justify your camper and or truck as a business deduction, if it's legal, do it. If it's illegal, don't do it. Final thoughts on RV loans, an invitation to join my newsletter. It is free and I only send out when I'm sending out a post. I haven't even sent out notices of, hey, be aware of this. I generally make a post when there's something to be aware of. Anyway, thank you for indulging me on this. It's a very important topic, RV loans. And frankly, the current weather is a very important topic because it's affecting a whole big chunk of geography across the United States and frankly Canada, and it's emanating from the far west and now also into the intermountain west, thanks to our recent thunderstorms, dry thunderstorms that dropped lightning but not rain or not much rain. And this is a time of year where things start drying out. As I look outside, it's still amazingly green here in Anaconda. The hills are still pretty green, but the grasses have browned out, and that's what burns. That really is what burns. And when it burns locally, that's when you get smoke. Anyway, Alan here, rvacrossамerica.net/RV Loans 2024. Thanks for your indulgence. Give me feedback. Give me a thumbs up if you can, if you will. It helps with the algorithm, which means it helps get the news out to more people, the video out to more people. And if you're seeing this on something other than YouTube, still give me a thumbs up and a like and a subscribe. And if you have a comment, I read all comments, I respond to all comments. And again, there is a section in my post down here where you can leave a comment, and I welcome you to leave comments, and I'd love to hear from you. Welcome all comments and definitely respond to all comments. Anyway, thank you. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're seeing this. And we'll see you on the road because I'll be back on the road very soon. But I've got a few more places in Montana to share with you before then, assuming the smoke clears out and the haze lifts. And I want to travel back out to some of the spectacular places that I want to share with you and experience myself. Thank you.